Are you on the fence about if now is the right time to buy? Maybe you're curious about down payment assistance programs or first time homebuyer incentives. Then this is the podcast for you. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Realty Podcast with Tony Griffin, Keller Williams 1, Greensboro, North Carolina, Kim Mathis and Associates. And today I wanted to talk about down payment assistance programs and first time homebuyer incentives in our area, specifically to our Greensboro, North Carolina area. First, I do want to start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. I am not a mortgage broker. So, for the best information possible and most accurate to your specific situation, please make sure to consult your mortgage lenders. The first thing that I want to dive into is down payment assistance. Down payment assistance programs are starting to come back into our Greensboro market and are starting to become a little bit more prevalent, especially as there are more buyers coming in, but also more inventory. So sellers are a little bit more willing to look at homes where or look at buyers who are coming in with an offer that includes down payment assistance. Uh, Now, a few things to keep in mind. Here, our NC housing down payment assistance is $15,000 uh, and it's over the course of 15 years, with 10 years not being until you get vested in it. So we're going to dive in a little bit more as far as what that means. But first, the most important thing to think about when we're looking at down payment assistance is it's not free money. It does count as a second mortgage on the home, meaning that if you do sell your home, that will be paid as well. So it's not something that you have to make an additional monthly payment on or anything along those lines. But if you do decide to sell your home within 15 years, that money will still go back to the state. Now, because it is 15,000 over 15 years, you may think that after 1 year it goes down to 14,000. After 2 years, it goes down to 13. That's not actually how it works with the NC housing program. In order to get any investment in, you would need to own the home for at least 10 years. So that means if you sell the house with 9 years of ownership, you still owe all $15,000. If you sell the house at year 11, then you would owe basically 12,000, and then it goes all the way down to where you're fully vested after that 15-year gap is hit. There may also be income requirements. So it's always important to consult your financial institution or your mortgage lender to find out what your income requirements are to make sure that you fall within that median range, because you may either make too much or make too little and not be eligible for a portion or the full 15,000. Uh, you may also need to attend a class or a certification in order to be eligible for this. So keep that in mind. Is there may be a little bit of extra work that you need to do in order to get these additional funds. Now, it is definitely important to keep in mind that with down payment assistance programs, while it's called down payment assistance, you can actually use it for more than just your down payment. So, this can include other closing costs as well, like your property tax or attorney fees, homeowners insurance, if there's any sort of inspections that we're going to be paid at closing. So, you are able to use as much money as possible for this program. And it also means just because you're eligible doesn't mean you have to use this particular program. And the reason why I say that is because down payment assistance programs do tend to come with a bit higher of an interest rate. So while it may help you to keep a little bit of extra money in your pocket, maybe you would prefer to have that lower interest rate and not have such high monthly payments. And again, this is why it is so important to do all necessary research to determine what program works out best for you and your family and your situation. Um, so that's just a little bit of an overview of what you can expect to see with down payment assistance. Now, another thing that most people are hearing about right now is what's called first time homebuyer incentives. A lot of people may also wonder if they've purchased a home in the past, if they're automatically disqualified because they're no longer considered a first time homebuyer. So the great news with first time homebuyer situations is it really looks more so at if you have owned a home within the last 3 calendar years. So, say maybe you owned a home back in 2008, 2009, sold it in 2012, and now you're back in the market and you're looking to purchase a home. You would still, in essence, be considered a first-time home buyer for the purposes of this incentive. It doesn't necessarily mean that you had to never have owned a home. Uh, a lot of what we're seeing right now with the first time homebuyer incentives is tied to conventional loan programs. And normally, with a conventional loan, you would need to put about 5% or more down in order to qualify for a conventional loan. Now, with the first time homebuyer incentive, you're actually able to qualify for a 3% down conventional loan, which is going to help out a vast majority of people and also make it to where it's not a VA or an FHA loan, which sometimes, especially here in the Greensboro area, can be looked at a little bit negatively because of the extra guidelines and requirements that go along with VA and FHA appraisals and inspections. Uh, there are income requirements for this, though, just like with down payment assistance program. So you're going to want to be very familiar with what kind of income you're able to take in, or what income your household is able to take in to qualify for this. It does also come usually with a bit higher of an interest rate. So just like we talked about before with down payment assistance programs, this because you're not putting as much money down, it usually comes with a higher interest rate. So it's a little bit of a give and take. Are you going to be paying more upfront? Or are you going to be paying a little bit more on your monthly payments? So those are questions that you need to get familiar with and ask to your mortgage lender to make sure you're making the best and the most informed decision possible. In the long term, though, the great news is there are incentives and there are assistance programs out there to help buyers who do want to get a home to find the right home and still be able to qualify and still be able to make their dreams of home ownership possible. The main thing is just figuring out and finding out what is best for you in your situation. So I know that I've thrown a lot of information out there, and you might have additional questions. If you do have any other questions, please feel free to contact me by clicking the link below. Reach out to me or a member of my team. We'll be happy to answer those questions for you, pair you with the mortgage lender that is right for you, and also help you to purchase or to sell the home that you're looking for. So thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. I look forward to talking with you next time. Have a great day.